here. I'm here today to do my take on the Festive Christmas book tag. The original prompts come from Girl Reading. I'll include a link for her channel and for the Festive Christmas video below. And I just want to wish you guys from the top just a very Merry Christmas. This is coming out hopefully Christmas Eve if everything works out all right. And I'm just wishing everybody who's watching all the best in this holiday season and into the new year. This past year has been pretty crazy and strange, and I'm hoping that in the new year everything will be able to settle down with the vaccines and everything that are getting rolled out. And so with that, I will jump right in. The first prompt is name a fictional family that you would like to share Christmas dinner with. This year I picked the book club, the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. Although they are not a biological family, this crew definitely has very made family vibes, where they've picked each other to become close and very tight-knit. I actually have read this book twice this year already. It's super heartwarming, it's super engaging, and these eclectic characters just are so homey and so fun that I can't imagine that a meal with them would be anything other than incredible. Prompt 2. Name a bookish item that you would like as a gift. What I want, I don't know if it exists, I'm sure it does somewhere, but I want like a lined snuggie, so like fleece and then like sheepskin. But instead of just ending in sleeves, I wanted to have like these fingerless gloves at the very end, so then the pads of my fingers are available to flip pages, but I'm warm all the way down and no weird drafts like get in my cuffs. So very specific, and I hate being cold while I read, which is why I want it. Number 3, name a fictional character that you think would make the perfect Christmas elf. For me, I would pick Jo from Little Women. There's just something about her personality, her moods for the most part, and her industriousness that just makes me think she'd fit the role really well. Also, the actress who played her in Greta Gerwig's movie, I just feels fits the look as well. Very like fae with gentle-ish features. Prompt 4. Match a book to its perfect Christmas song. My book this year is going to be Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Eames. I'm pairing it with the song I'll Be Home for Christmas. To me, this has such a connection because the character you largely follow, Clay in Kings of the Wild, he, at the beginning of the book, makes this promise to return home to his family, and he has a very deep love for his family, and I feel like I'll Be Home for Christmas kind of encapsulates that a little bit, like the deep love you can have for your family and what you're willing to do to journey home for them. Question 5. Bah humbug. Name a fictional character that you are disappointed in and think should be on the naughty list. This usually is pretty tricky for me because typically I even enjoy the characters that you're not supposed to like. However, this year I read Caging Skies and I met the deeply disturbing character of Johannes. He did just some super despicable things while he was a minor, so under 18, and let me tell you, never have I ever read a book where I wanted to punch the main character this much. And now I'll move on to a brighter note. Name a fictional character that you think is underrated, deserves more love, and should be added to the nice list. For me, I'm gonna go with Ava from the Book of Lost Names. This was my favorite historical fiction I read this year, and the main character, Ava, just does so much in this book that's good. And I haven't heard anybody else, maybe I'm watching the wrong channels, but I haven't heard anybody else talk about this book, talk about Ava, or give her the love she deserves. I could go on. I could spoil the entire book, but I'm gonna leave it there. She done did a heckin' chunk of good, and people need to recognize it. 7th prompt is red, green, and gold. Pick a book with a Christmassy cover. Last year, I remember copping out and picking an actual Christmas book. This year, however, my collection is a little bit larger, and what I actually went with is the copy of Dr. Zhivago that I have by Boris Pasternak. And I'm going with that because while it's not necessarily like super Christmassy, it has this beautiful winter, like beautiful serene winter landscape on the cover. And when I see images like that, it makes me think of Christmas time because it displays winter as this kind of beautiful pure white scenario and not the horrid like I hate everything cold that comes after New Year's. And so that's what I'm gonna go with for this one. Then I am on to now my 8th and final prompt. Name a book that you love so much you hope everyone finds it under the tree this year so they can read it. And I read a lot of books that I loved this year. Like, I think I've just started doing my stats. I think that I had like 13 5-star books this year. However, a lot of the books that I loved, I think would have a very specific audience. So it'd be hard to kind of recommend it for everyone, which is what I'm taking. I'm taking that literally this time. But the one that did come to mind, I actually rated 4.75. It is The Paper Menagerie and Other Stories by Ken Liu. It is like this really wonderful anthology of stories, and it's a mixture of like sci-fi, magical realism, and they're just like these heartwarming, heartbreaking, just like largely very wholesome stories. And because it's an anthology, every story is a little bit different, and I think that because of that, at least one of these stories are going to connect with a reader. It is a little bit more hard-hitting in terms of some of the topics they cover, but I cannot gush enough about this anthology. It is my favorite short story anthology I've read this year. And that's it. Thanks again to Girl Reading for making the tag. Anybody who is interested, feel free to do it. I'm going to tag you in the audience if you want to. Go ahead and do it. Just remember to tag the original creator. I'll have a link below to try to make it easy if you're going from this video. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video. And once again, have a very Merry Christmas, a joyful holiday season, and all the best to you moving forward into the new year. Peace.